Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to run a Minecraft server on your Raspberry Pi. It's not too complicated. It's three steps. You install Pi OS on your Raspberry Pi, you install Java, and then you install your server. It's pretty simple and there are sub steps between them, but it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll have everything you need on the description. I'll have all the commands you need. But other than that, it's not too difficult. So let's just go ahead and get started. So step one, like I said, is going to be to install PiOS on your Raspberry Pi. In this case, I'm using a Raspberry Pi 5 and I'm installing the PiOS Lite 64-bit. You do need it to be 64-bit. I'm installing the Lite because you can run the server without a GUI. So you can run it without a graphical user interface. And I'm going to be SSHing into it instead of actually connecting a monitor, mouse, and keyboard to the Pi and doing it that way. You can go ahead and do the full version of it. It comes with the desktop environment, and you can use the GUI on it, but you don't have to. If you want to save the hassle, you can always just do it the way I'm doing it. But if not, you can always just hook up a monitor, mouse, and keyboard, and you should be able to do the exact same steps just with the graphical user interface. And you probably still need to use a terminal in there, but it will make it a lot nicer if you have an extra monitor and a pair of a mouse and keyboard. I'm going to be doing the Raspberry Pi OS Lite in this case, and then I'm just going to SSH to it. I think it's a little easier and I don't have to have an extra monitor. And I'm installing it, of course, on just an SD card, and I'm using a 64 gig on this case. Here, since I'm going to be using SSH, I do enable SSH here, and I'm using the local host, so I'm going to just name it Minecraft in this point. In this case, and then of course I have all my settings. And in this case, I'm gonna just change this password. I'm just gonna put password. There you go. And but yeah, you can change all. You make sure you put your Wi-Fi, unless you're using Ethernet, all that stuff. This is pretty simple. I'll probably make a video on how to set it up all nicely, but other than that, it should be pretty simple. Just set up your settings, enable SSH if you're going to SSH into it. I would anyways, just in case, and then just save it. And yeah, that's it. So just go ahead and it's going to delete all your stuff, so make sure you don't have anything important there, and just press yes, put in your password, and you should be good. It should take only a few minutes. Well, mine's going to be a little faster because it's the light version. If you use the full version, it will take a couple more minutes more, but it shouldn't take too long. So I'll go ahead and speed this up. Okay, so that only took a couple minutes. It was really fast. Like I said, if you're using the desktop, with the one with the desktop environment, it might take a few minutes more, but that's the perks of having the light. It's a lot faster. So from there, you're just going to go ahead and plug in the SD card into the Pi and give it power. If you set up your Wi-Fi, settings, and in the settings, you put the SSID and the password, it should connect right to the internet. So if you're gonna SSH to it, you don't have to look up the IP address on it or anything like that, and hook up the internet or anything like that. So from there, I'll just give it a moment and let it boot up. It should only take a minute. Let's try it. So we can do SSH. From here, you're going to open a terminal, and you can SSH to it if you're following along. We called it MineCraft. Oh no, actually, it's going to be the username you gave it. So in this case, I use Silverboy at Minecraft. Let's see if it's up already. It might not be. Nope, not yet. Okay, let's try it again. There you go. It took a minute, but it's finally up. So from here, like I said, if you're connecting to it through SSH, you will just go ahead and put SSH, your username, and then at, and whatever local name you gave it, what domain you gave it. You could also use the IP address of the device. In this case, mine is just the .1.23. But you can always just use the domain. I find it a lot easier. From here, it asks you for security key, the fingerprint. You can just put yes and put in the password. In this case, we use password, and you're in. From there, just routine sudo apt update and the and sign, so you can do both commands at the same time. Sudo apt upgrade, and then just tick Y, so you don't have to press Y. This will also take a moment, so I'll go ahead and speed this up so you don't have to watch it update. Okay, now that it's finished, that actually took, I think, a bit longer than installing the PyOS, so yeah, it might take a minute for you as well. But once we're done with that, then we need to now install Java. The server needs Java for it to run properly, or at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to jdk.java.net. The version, if you try to install the default version that PyOS comes with, if I'm not mistaken, it's only at version 17. They have that one. In this case, we need the 21st, I believe, version 21 and up. So in this case, we're going to be installing the JDK 22, which is at the time the most recent one, at least ready to use. You can do early access and get the higher versions one, but in this case, we're just going to use 22. So we're going to open this one. And the one that is going to be for the Raspberry Pi is going to be the Arch one. That's for the ARM. And here's where we're going to start using some commands. We are going to, just in the home directory, we're going to copy this link. So make sure you copy the link from the tar.gz. And we're going to do wget. And we're going to paste the link. And just press enter. From there, it's going to download the tar file, and then we're going to use the tar command to get out the contents of it. And good thing I have all my trusty commands here on the side. Give me a moment. So once it's there, you can do ls to look at all the contents in your home directory, and we have here that now we have the OpenJDK version 22.0.2 as at the moment of making this video. So now we have to get all the contents out. So I have the commands here. So it's going to be tar xvf and then the name of the file. You can always just use ls and then copy this. You double click it and you can always put copy and then just paste it after you type the tar. From there, just press enter and it's going to do its magic. And it should only take a few seconds. There it is. And if you press ls again, now you're going to see the folder here. Now here it might get a little more complicated. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this folder that we just extracted and we're going to move it to this path. So it's going to be the sudo, and then the move command is going to be the mv, and we're going to move the jdk-22.0.2 and we're going to use it to move it to this path. So just press enter. And just to double check, because I tried it before I'm making the video to just to make sure I have the steps down, and I didn't do it right and it deleted it. So now we're just gonna make sure we're gonna put ls, and oh, you see it's not there. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and try it one more time. We're going to get the file from here. And it's the ls, so it's there. And then we're going to sudo mv and make sure the name of the file is correct, and we're going to move it to the user-lib. That's it. Okay, and press enter. Let's try again and see, make sure we got it. There it is. So now it's going to be right here. I don't know why I had to do it twice. If that happens to you, that's what happened to me the very first time, and then I did it again and it worked. I don't know why I did that again, but if you have to do it twice, hopefully it works on the first time. You have to do it twice, just just kind of follow the steps again, and then just double check that it's there. Once it's there, we are going to use Nano, which is the text editor. You can use Notepad if you have it, but on the whatever text editor they have on the GUI. In this case, we're just going to use Nano since we're using the terminal, and that is Nano and we're going to use a tick with the /.bashrc. That's going to open the file, and it's a bit confusing and maybe a little crazy, but what you're going to do is you're going to do the arrow down key just to go all the way down, all the way to the bottom of the file. Press enter a few times. There it is. And you're going to type or copy and paste these two lines right there. So Java home, you're assigning Java home to this location where you have the, if you notice, is the same path. And then, well, the path is, you're using the $sign to denote the variable here, and you're assigning the path. So from there, that's basically all you have to do. And from here, you're going to press Control X, say modified buffer. You're going to type Y, and then from here, it says file name. You're just going to leave it the same, so just press enter. Control X, Y, and then just enter. And then just to build it, you're going to put source and the same command. So there, /.bashrc. Enter. And there it is. From there, you should be able to just put Java -version. And there it is. I should have done it before. If you would, before I had done all this, if you put Java -version or tick version, it would have said Java is not a command. Now we have the, but rest assured, that's what happens. So when you build it, you get the version right there, 22.0.2. This is the most tedious part of it, installing Java. In this, from here, it gets pretty easy and not very difficult at all. What we're going to do is now go to minecraft.net en-us/download/server. Here's where we're going to get the server. What I like to do is I like to make a directory, a folder called Minecraft, and then just do everything in there. To make a directory, you can just put what I call mcdir. That stands for make directory, and then just name it Minecraft. So now you put ls, you see that folder right there. Now we created that folder, that directory, and then we just change directory to it. Change directory command is cd, change directory, and you put Minecraft. And so now you notice that you're there by the address there. And of course, we don't have anything there. Oh, less. We don't have anything there. And we're just going to type clear just to make sure we clear and clean our terminal, which is getting a little clustered. And we don't have anything. So from here, we're going to go ahead and install the Minecraft server now. We're going to download it first. Sorry. So we're going to go here. You can always also just look up on Google, just put Minecraft server download, and it'll take, it's usually the first showing. It's, you know, download the Minecraft server, Java edition. And what you're going to do is you're going to do very similar to the Java. We're going to right click on the Minecraft server, and we're going to copy link. And copy link. Open up the terminal again, and same command, wget, and we just space and paste the address and press enter, and it's going to go to that website and it's going to download that that file. From here, we're almost done. If you notice, we now have the server.jar, which is because it's the jar file. That's what we need the Java for. And the command is Java tick jar, and then the name of the server of the file, in this case is server.jar, and we're going to do no GUI. I'm doing no GUI because I'm doing it on the terminal. If you went ahead and downloaded PyOS with the desktop environment, I haven't actually tried it, but if you take off the no GUI, it should have a window and it should pop up. But in this case, we're just doing no GUI. It's just all going to run on the terminal. No GUI. Now, when you run it, it is going to give you an error at first, and that's intentional. It's supposed to do that. We're supposed to run it because if you notice, whenever we did the ls, we saw that there was only the server.jar. Now that we try to run it, if you see, it says failed to load eula.txt, and so you need to agree to the terms. So if you do ls, now it has a bunch of more files other than the server.jar. we need to go inside the EULA and we need to change the false to true, that you agree. So in order to do that, we do nano again, and then the name of the file. Like that. Press enter, and you're in here. So like it says here, by changing the setting below to true, you're indicating your agreement to the EULA. EULA, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. That's just how I call it. So we're gonna change the, and this is, you can't really do anything with the mouse, so you're gonna have to use the arrow keys to move in the text editor, the nano text editor. So just do that, go all the way to the end and delete it. And then here you're going to press true. I don't know if it was capitalized. We'll see if it works. And like I said, it's Control X and then Y and then enter, and you should be good. So everything's still there. And then now you should be able to run the command again, and it should be up and running. And that's pretty much it. You can do the command, this one. If you notice, it's basically the same, except here it's not called, in our command, you're going to change this MineCraft underscore server .1.21.1. You're going to change it to our server.jar. If you notice, it's very similar command. Let me see if I can move it. Oh. If you notice, it's very similar command. It is the Java, and then here the only difference is that you're allocating memory. So I have the 8 GB version of the Raspberry Pi 5, so I could allocate 4. If you're gonna have a very big party, like a very big server where you're gonna have a lot of friends or a lot of people join, then you can want to allocate more memory on it. 1 gig honestly is enough for just a couple of friends. It's perfect for that. But this is where you can, this is the max amount of memory and then the least amount of memory, or vice versa. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but yeah, it's how much memory you're allocating. Usually you want to allocate equally, but other than that, that's it. Now if you did follow through SSH, you notice, so it's up already. If you're doing it through SSH, the moment I close this terminal, it's going to close. Now there is ways you can do it. So for example, you can use the screen manager and have that, so you can exit out of it and it'll still be running. You can use remote desktop if you're using Windows to SSH to it. That way, a remote desktop to it, and you can just exit out of it and it'll stay up without closing the terminal. This is just to get it started. If you want to do it, you can always just go into it with the monitor and keyboard and mouse to be able to just set it up. Because if the moment I do this, the server's dead. It's closed. It's still saved there, so you can always just, I can always just SSH back to it, use the password, and everything is still there. So I can just cd to MineCraft, and it should actually remember all this stuff, and then it'll start doing everything again. So you can always just do it like that as well, and just have it open and SSH through it like that, and just have it kind of a side monitor, and always be there, and just end it whenever you want your friends to connect to it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.